2 consoles, mind you, their first foray into handheld and the first hybrid PC console box next year. Not only will they have the hardware, they already have the games lineup. We know games going all the way into 2027. Their first party output is bananas. And there's a rumor that this June is going to be even more bonkers than last June. They have the services. You'll be able to play your game. There's a lot of hypotheticals here, folks, but if the Play Anywhere initiative comes to be, and you can play your games across multiple devices outside of the Xbox that you have, I'm going to be honest with you, and now someone's going to clip me on this, but I think it's game over for PlayStation.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, today we got your next daily dose or weekly dose of the salty batch files, and boy, do we have even more breaking news, so much in fact that I have to keep delaying other receipts and salt that I have in the back burner and putting out at a later time. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, so like I said, what we're going to do is get right to the salt, but just a quick disclaimer, let you all know what's going on here is there's just so much salt coming out. Like I said, the downfall, so to speak, is in regards to Xbox as an identity for consoles and such, was going to create this Hoover Dam-sized flow of salt, if you will. And that's what's going on. So my stuff's going to be super current. You might have to see some things put on the back burner. So you might see some stuff that's receipts you've never seen that's just been held in the back because we've got to share it, all that stuff. But that being said, just kind of want to give you a little heads up on what's going on if you see some other videos down the line with some stuff that might be a few weeks older or something like that. So, but this is just too good to pass up at this point in time. Hot on the topic. So, but before we get to that, I do have something I've been saving here. I thought this was good to talk about. We have Oh No, It's Alex. Yes, one of my biggest fans here from this channel. If you know, satire, all that stuff. Okay, go day and date with PC then, when he's in regards to an article from Games Radar. Sony says there's no major risk of players choosing PC gaming over PS5, even if the PS5 Pro is $700 and the base console got a price hike in some regions, so on and so forth. So to quickly address that, I don't think at this point in time there is no risk. No, they're selling super well. The PS5s are on track to possibly even beat out the PlayStation 4, which is a very successful generation. We've gone over this if you've been following the channel. If you haven't, welcome. That is the news. And in regards to that as well, the Pro's doing fairly well at this point in time. It's selling as expected. But no, there's no major risk because PlayStation's one of the top leaders in regards to platform choices, right? Along with Nintendo. And we're going to talk about the state that Xbox is in here very shortly. But in due time, yes, Alex, there might be a day where PlayStation games are day and date on PC and so on and so forth, right? That's common sense, right? And for those PlayStation fans out there, if you don't want to hear that, I'm very sorry. I'm not going to ever lie to you guys. I told you this time and time again. That will be a possibility at some point in the future. I just don't know the time frame of that at this point in time, but it's a possibility. It's not going to happen. It's a possibility it could happen. But that being said, we got cold at the bottom here, as you can see, or put a few games on Xbox. Exclusivity is going away in some form. Oh, man. So it is going away in some form in regards to Xbox. As of recent events, if you've been on social media or word of mouth, stuff like that, Xbox isn't doing so well financially in regards to selling hardware. As far as moving units, as far as getting software sales through the Xbox fan base themselves because of Game Pass, this, and everything that I've covered on this channel. But, the best part of that is put a few PlayStation games on Xbox. Why? You guys aren't selling software. It's not happening. What are you hoping to get, like Returnal, Rift Apart, Last of Us on a Game Pass? That's the only way that people are going to play these games regardless. You're going to have some one-offs for sure that's going to buy those games, purchase those games, but the salt here is real. Exclusivity is dying. We are not doing well in the Xbox ecosystem as far as all that's concerned. So please, PlayStation, please do the same as us, because even though you're not in any danger of needing to do this because you're not reliant on a subscription rental service, please do what we're doing. Wow, no, thank you. You're an idiot, and you continue to lie to your fan base over and over, and we've been through it, man. Salt. And just hoping and praying to the gaming gods out there that PlayStation is following suit of Xbox. Not happening anytime soon at this point in time. So, but let's go on from that. Always cult salt and always stuff here. But in regards to that too, just remember, if you try to lead into what he says and believe anything he says, just remember, we have this good old receipt here. Xbox is the market leader. He's been caught red-handed on the podcast multiple times. Hey, Fonz, you heard it first. I heard the Xbox is the market leader. They're leading by a little bit in margin. And no, that did not happen. He lied. We have the receipts. He continues to do so. And just preying on the downfall of PlayStation, following the footsteps of Microsoft and Xbox in regards to the console space. But just a little refresher there in case anybody forgot or didn't know. But let's move on. We're talking about numbers here again. We got Boomstick back. He wants to be featured just as much as Colt anymore on this channel. I really try not to, and I've held off for so long before I started featuring him so long on this channel because I can't wrap my head around it. My brain cells, they die off as I continue to read his nonsense. So hopefully it doesn't do the same to you. However, as we can see here, those are impressive numbers. These in regards to Paul Tassie's statement of new estimates have PS5 beating Xbox over 5-1 in sales for November. Ouch. That's huge. Like I said, I think I've gone over this before, but I just want to preface this again, right? Those are impressive numbers. Unfortunately for PlayStation, it won't remove the massive 400 million loss from Concord. We've been over this before, but I just want to touch base on these numbers. I just want a quick refresher here, right? Quick refresher. It's all fine and dandy at this point in time until we'll get to that here. Now, in addition, right back to Colt Eastwood here, we have that incredible diversity of genres and franchises of Xbox, shows the whole cast and crew of all these IPs and so on and so forth, as you can see. But Mick B responds and says, meh, pretty much all those franchises will land on the Switch too. There's less reasons why to have an Xbox these days. Game Pass is not exciting anymore. Notice how he mentions Switch 2, because we're going to touch base on this as well here. But he doesn't mention PlayStation. Maybe it's because PlayStation's a gimme at this point, but now there's more irrefutable evidence and rumor piling up that not only PlayStation is where these Xbox first-party IPs are going to, but also the Switch too. So now you do have your choice to have anything as an Xbox, folks. But in response to that, Colt Eastwood, the Nintendo Switch is supposed to be on par with the 2013 PlayStation 4 console. Regardless, the Switch ran with outdated hardware pretty quickly. They ran games and were able to get them to play coherently, especially with third-party games. And for those a little bit too big, they worked on the cloud system, not ideal, but they're going to be up to par, and they're, things are going to be optimized for them. You're going to have a little bit of sacrifices, maybe frames, maybe draw distance, stuff like that. But regardless, again, pretty telling that Microsoft is porting over all these IPs to multiple platforms, competing platforms, if you will. And that's how it is. That's how it is, Colt. Read it and weep. But again, you want PlayStation to do the same thing. Look, no, not at this time. There's no reason to. There's zero reason to do so at this point in time. In the future, who knows, obviously. Right now, not happening. Keep the cope strong. Let's keep going here. Now, Gamer Up post here, according to Nate the Hate 2, which is a leaker, which has a pretty good track record above all. We're going to mention Jez and a couple others here in a bit, but he has more of a higher track record in regards to Jez and stuff, but Jez is following up with this, and so are a couple others. But according to Nate the Hate 2, in his recent podcast said Flight Simulator 2 and Halo the Master Chief Collection are going to be launched on PS5 and Switch 2, and he tags more of the higher up, Xbox and PS PlayStation guys, right? So and as we continue to go on, Jez does say at the bottom here, he corroborates here and says way more than that. Again, I don't think anybody should be surprised. And especially if you've been following my channel, and again, thank you for doing so if you have been, we shouldn't be surprised. I've been saying this on this channel for a long time, that more than likely this is going to happen. If it doesn't, that's where I'd be shocked. This isn't the shocking deciding factor here. It's the fact that if none of these were going to be coming over, right? So it's buckle up, Xbox fans that didn't think this was coming. This is just the beginning, more than likely. So don't know what to say there, but that salt is going to be continuing to be flowing pretty quickly here. So let's keep going here. Let's just do a throwback. Again, I love these receipts. I love these reminders because some people think that they can be gone and buried and never brought up again. But the internet always remembers. Put foot in mouth, they will remember. Gaz states here, as you can see, they wanted Starfield, Halo, Gears, and Blade. Crying emoji, which, man, he was right on top of the Blade portion there, because not too late in the aftermath of the announcement of the Blade game, who was developing it, what was going on, stuff like that, it was more than likely not being confirmed as an Xbox only exclusive. So I'm really shocked, kind of not shocked, that he put his foot in his mouth about Blade. But you know how these things creep up. I mean, this was just in February of last year, folks. So yes, almost a year ago, but you see how confident they were. They thought for sure they're holding on for dear life. Now Gaz is an Xbox refugee. You love to see it. The salt's so real, he couldn't take it. He couldn't go down with the ship like MLD, General MLD and stuff, which we'll get to him. But you'd think that they would at least go down with the ship because they're so driving home the point, right? They're driving home the point, and he couldn't do it. I'm an Xbox refugee now, but a big Xbox fan, because if you've been following again on this channel, we had that interview with him and Rev. He came out and said, what do I like about Xbox the most? The roadmap. The roadmap. How weak and flimsy is that type of statement? I digress. Let's keep going, though. We're not done, obviously. So something I want to put up here, you guys know if you've been following me as well, I keep saying that this video, but if you have been, you know I'm a huge fan of Marvel Rivals. I love the team comp games like that. The most that we had were Overwatch. I put over 2,000 hours in it, a lot of time, effort, and it just continues to kick cans, right? But that being said, Rivals have been doing great, fantastic. I've been loving it. But as you can see here, in the first month, Marvel Rivals reportedly made $54.5 million on Steam. Congratulations. When Steam and when the PC community and whatever really want to back a game, they really enjoy a game, they will show up in droves, they will spend their money and time and etc. on that game, right? That's without a doubt. But there is a large portion of piracy, there's a large portion of this and that, and they do ignore a lot of games, and they play a lot of niche games as well. But again, when they do show up, whether it's Helldivers 2, whether it's Rivals, and on, they do show up, and rightfully so. They have the biggest concurrent user base out there, and that's just a fact. But you never know if you have a hit or miss with them, because it's such an ecstatic community, right? It's a huge, ginormous bubble, if I'm trying to state that. And, so you just never know what's going to catch on in the community at that time, right? It just depends. So, but anyway, just again, an applause for what they did for this game, because this game is phenomenal. Anyways, moving on, 27.2 million on PlayStation, which is no small feat in its own. That's great. But then you get down to the Xbox ecosystem, okay? 2.7 million on Xbox. So 100 million overall when including the Chinese NetEase servers via GameLook. Do you see a stark difference here? Not like a double digit still, not even like 12, right? Let's kind of do the half, like 13 point whatever million, right? Not even 10. I can go on and on, but it's what a stark contrast, right? You can say the same, like, we're 20 some million difference from PC, on the Steam alone, and that's not accounting for anything else. But so again, hats off to Steam for showing up for that game, but 27.2 million is nothing to scoff at. But the reason I'm bringing these up is, and I'll touch base on this again here, but as we have from Push Square here, it's a tale of two stories, right? The rumor, Halo the Master Chief Collection coming to PS5 this year. Not only Halo, but Forza and possibly Gears, E-Day, another recollection of 1 through 3 perhaps, remaster, remake, who knows what they're doing for sure. But all these rumors are piling up, and as of right now, at the time of this recording especially. So again, do you see why they need to pivot to other platforms? They're not, and here's the thing to take away. With me putting a lot of hours already in Rivals, right? I'm seeing actually a lot of Xbox people, because you can tell from the controller, right? I take off the PC crossplay a lot of the time, so I don't have to worry about, the quick movement and just a different scenario, right? So I do it from time to time, play with PC friends, but you can tell. The main piece of this is you can tell who's an Xbox player. Folks, a lot of Xbox people are playing this game. Yes, it's free to play. That should tell you something, right? First of all. But a lot of Xbox players are playing. But this tells you if a lot of them are playing, a lot of them are not paying. And again, we can contribute that to Game Pass. We can contribute that to the mentality and the culture that Phil Spencer and company has raised throughout the multiple or multitude of years going on now of getting that value, getting that deal. So yeah, they're not going to throw more money out. Hey, we're already paying for Game Pass. We're doing this. This is free to play good enough. I'm not going to buy cosmetics. They're not needed. They're not pay to win. It's just cosmetics for nameplates, skins, whatever. Battle Pass. So it just really goes to show. And yes, there are less users on Xbox as well, but I believe a lot of users are not even buying the microtransactions. I mean, it's just like, we are not paying, and everybody can do what they want to do. I'm not saying no, but this is a story of two tales. Like I said, this is why, because of the culture that was brought up throughout all these years of get that best value, and it can't be sustainable. You can't have an ecosystem that's grabbing onto that value. Like, you're right, there's value. For those of us still here, there's that value. We're moving on. We're moving on to just value. End of story. Saving us some money. Unfortunately, that's not going to sustain the ecosystem itself, is it? So just wanted to share that with you. See some dynamics there, right? But let's continue on here. So Colt's back again. We have multiple times. Had to take a quick break from him, but here we are. I do mean quick break. He states, I can't wait to play Final Fantasy on Xbox and PC, where it will be a way better experience than on PlayStation. So he's very salty, and this comes at the news of today at the time of this recording in regards to all those rumored games coming to PlayStation and Switch 2. And it's rumored, I don't know if it's 100% confirmed at the time of this recording, that Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth, and the conclusion in the trilogy is for sure heading to Xbox. It is definitely PC, but it might be heading to Xbox as well. It probably is, let's be honest. And it's been heavily rumored for a long time there as well. But the fact he encompasses Xbox along with PC at being played better. If you're talking about the Series X, then no, it's going to perform better on the PS5 Pro. It is going to perform better on PC for sure. That's just how it is. You got more powerful hardware. It can handle the ray tracing and this and that and the other. No duh. But you have to add in Xbox in there. No, it's not. And we'll have to wait and see what the handhelds, because that's very heavily rumored that that's the next Xbox generation. Or if they do come out with another hardware system, which I would be shocked if they do in 2026 or something like that. That's also rumored that they are indeed coming out with a console then. Maybe they're just throwing it out there, and that's what's going to help them fund it for a while, right? That's why their games are heading everywhere. But that could be the case, but again, we're just waiting and see. But this is all Saul. This is how he's coping right now. The copium is strong with him. This is what he's doing to get himself through the day right now, because he's got a brown bag. He's hyperventilating right now. And man, I can only imagine his blood pressure is through the roof right now. So good. He just can't handle it. It's like, that's fine. Enjoy what you can. And congrats. I think everybody should be playing Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth. Did I enjoy having the timed exclusivity on PlayStation? Sure, because that's what I game on. So cool. I mean, if it was again on Xbox first, guess what? Somebody would be buying an Xbox or whatever it's first on, and playing it there. So it's no skin off my teeth, right? It's whatever. So Keep that copium strong, guys. Keep it strong. Let's see. Gosh, we have so much. I can only fit a couple more in here before it gets too long here, guys. Let's go ahead and end with General MLD here, because he came out of hiding. What he does, he comes out of hiding anymore. I don't know if he's just doing a different direction or what the deal is. Comes out of hiding, says the stupid crap, gets roasted quite a bit, even though he thinks he does, and he gets roasted for about a week straight. Then he goes into hiding, goes away for 2 to 3 months, comes back, says something, rinse and repeat. So here we are. Well, Xbox fans need to adapt. So that's now the scenario here, guys. Exclusive narratives is just giving other guys ammo. The prime goal is comparing first party. So now the goalposts have shifted big time, guys. Big time. This is, you want to talk about the ultimate goalpost shifter. MLD takes that crown by a long shot. Here we go. PS fans laughing now, but it won't be funny when their charts are dominated by Xbox games. Okay? So if that ends up being true, where the Xbox games sell extremely well on the charts on PlayStation, guess what continues to come to PlayStation? Now, the rhetoric here that I get from all the crazy fanboys and delusionalists is, well, that's just going to make Xbox... Yeah, it's going to make them more money. No duh. Common sense. But PlayStation still gets a chunk of that money, and they don't have to do anything. They don't have to publish. They don't have to port. They don't have to do anything. It's just games, just like EA, just like Ubisoft, just like Rockstar, just like any game dev or company that puts their games on Xbox or PlayStation. You get a chunk of that money. It's not hard, but you're going to turn around and be like, well, that means more. Good job. Are the PlayStation first-party games heading on Xbox platforms? No. Even more reason to have a Switch or a PlayStation 5 instead, because on those two platforms, you at least have first-party IPs that makes you feel valuable, that gives you the quality first-party IPs, along with all these third-party games that you can gobble up. So you can own a Switch, you can own a PlayStation, you can have a PC, and you have everything, right? You have everything at that point. What is the reason for an Xbox, except for the diehard Xbox fans and brand loyalists out there? I don't get it. If it was me, again, shoe on the other foot, and PlayStation did the same thing, what are we doing? I'm moving. As much as I love the controller, the DualSense and stuff like that, let's leave the hardware the same. If the games are elsewhere, or all of them are more available elsewhere, and PlayStation was kind of getting the shaft where their first-party games are going everywhere, I'm going to go with the platform or platforms that's going to give me the most bang for my buck, the most for my return. So I don't have to consistently switch platforms to play different games that I want to play. It's pretty simple. I know, shocking. Guy that likes PlayStation, pony, this, that. You'd buy an Xbox just to... Yes, it's about the games. I don't have a PlayStation tattoo anywhere on me. It's about the games. PlayStation's been doing it since PS1. I've said this over and over. But before I keep going on that tangent, guys, let's go over to this past one here. So is this him? Notice how not too long ago, back in November here of last year, notice how the, quote, full third-party crowd can quote Xbox execs like a pro, but have selective amnesia with hardware, I notice, with a smiley face. Quoting, after This Is an Xbox ads go viral, Phil Spencer says they will definitely make more consoles. So he cares if there's consoles. It comes down to, like we just seen, right? Exclusives don't matter. That's we have to adapt. Now it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about this, doesn't matter about that. It's just the goalpost shifting is crazy. So I just kind of wanted to pull that up. Do you see how every couple months, like I said, 2 to 3 months, he goes into hiding, comes out, says something stupid, and here we go. So he just gets made to be the dork he is, right? That's essentially what it is. And he's a fraud. He's a shill. He consistently in his posts, he would never play PlayStation first-party games. Just a real weirdo, right? So he's not a gamer. He's not a true gamer. He doesn't care. It's all about that brand corporate loyalty. When people come at me, you got all the other people I'm not going to name to give them clout or anything like that. They know who they are. They constantly are picking on this channel, stuff like that, because they don't like the facts being told, folks. But the fact is, they ignore these guys who are actually corporate bootlickers, but think I'm a corporate bootlicker when I'm constantly talking about the games. I have a Switch right now. I'll be picking up a Switch too. I have a PC. I have a PlayStation. Why do I need an Xbox? I don't. I want them to give me a reason to. I've said this multiple times. They don't clip that stuff. They clip all the other stuff to make it seem like, ooh, this guy's really bad because he's just superficial on that and all about Sony. No, I'm all about the games. Always have been. Sony's always delivered from day one for me. Simple as that. I don't touch an Xbox game because, oh, it's an Xbox game. No, I don't play a game if it's not good. Simple as that. If the game's great, I'll be playing it. Master Chief Collection comes over, I'll play it. Why not? I'm not going to be like, oh, it's an Xbox. I played all the Halos. I had the Xbox OG. I had a 360. I backed away during the Xbox One generation and forward for good reason. So, that being said, all that clammed up there, so much content, so much I can go on and on and on. I know some of you like the longer videos, some of you don't like the longer videos, so I try to keep it in the middle. That being said, I'll wrap up the video here. Please definitely leave a like and comment down below. Both those things do help out the algorithm, but on top of that, I do want to hear from you, would love to hear from you, see your thoughts and opinions on this whole mess down below. That being said, if you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. That does help out a small content creator like myself. Definitely on our way to that 3,000 sub goal. Thank you all so much. Really appreciative of that. I cannot do it without you, and your presence and your support lets me know we can continue to do this as well. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and we will see you next time on the next Xvault gaming video. But more importantly, just remember, don't be a salty batch. Take care.